And so I'm going to put up this change curve model, and the stages are the stage that the leader should follow, and then the colors are the emotions that the person who is experiencing the change feels. And so the first stage that we would be doing is sharing information. So I talked about that in the last diagram of when we were talking about using the different types of leaders, and we're going to give them all the information that they need, and we're going to answer any questions that they might have. And they're going to be in complete denial, right? And that's why we're going to give them information. It's just kind of setting the foundation of that. And then as they move into the anger stage, we as leaders are going to move into that support phase. And one of the things that people oftentimes forget, especially as leaders, is that we do need to let those people process their emotions, okay? I know that you need this change to happen, but you cannot go in there making demands or threats about whether they are or are not going to do this change. So in that support phase, that is not the time that we're going to go in there and say, if you don't do this, I'm going to write you up, okay? We have to let them go through the motions in order to be successful. And I'm not saying that people shouldn't be written up. I'm not saying anything like that. All I'm saying is that if you let the person process through the change, you have a higher probability of them being compliant later. And with that compliance, it's going to reduce turnover. I mean, you're going to not be spending all your time training new people. If you really support them through that change, there may be an increased loyalty. There's lots of benefits to this. And so one thing that is just super important is when they're in that angry phase, you are supported. You are not angry in return, okay? The energy you are given is not the energy you give, okay? We have to make sure that we maintain that supportive phase. The next phase that a person experiences in a change, they start exploring that change. Okay, well, then after they're done being mad, they're like, okay, well, if I have to deal with this, what does that really look like? And so that's when we're going to step in and start giving them direction, right? We're going to start helping them adjust to that change. And then the last phase that they're going to feel is that acceptance phase. And then we're going to encourage them and say, you did a great job. Refrain from the whole, see, I told you it was going to be okay. This is not your moment, even though it really kind of is. You need to celebrate your wins internally. You don't need to celebrate your wins externally with your mouth. You need to be supportive of the fact that they are adjusting to the learning the change, and they are going along with the change that you wanted. So you have already won with them making the change. There's no need to feel validated with any kind of verbiage that you might want to use.